4, 3, 2, 1.
Heart check 1 2 1. I'm locked in. I am locked in. I am locked in.
Yeah.
Heart check 1 2 1 2. You're now tuned into Led from the Heart podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Jessica.
When it comes to the matters of the heart, everyone has an opinion, but very few have the answer.
That's why we curated this podcast. It's time to elevate the narrative one story at a time.
So each week, we'll take an inclusive, unbiased look at matters of the heart. We'll be speaking our truth into a world that is seldomly mentioned among the Black community, growing through healing, trauma, marriage, love, and spirituality.
Pull up on us and get ready for a heart check.
Peace.
Respect and peace to you all. I am the founder, the president, the CEO, the chairman of this wonderful congenital heart nonprofit entitled Led from the Heart. We are excited to have you on today. Today is marks our first heart check. See, heart check, instead of calling it the traditional Bible study, which is so traditional, so old with it, right? Since we are congenital heart nonprofit, we would like to recognize our Bible study more so as a weekly heart check.
Right.
Where you come in and you check in and we talk about heart issues, right? Not necessarily, your doctor heart issues, right? But more so of because the heart is the most vital part of your body.
Without it.
That and the brain, And so we want to make sure that their heart stay right. So we're talking about heart issues, heart, different things that are important to
What's on your heart?
On your heart, but those issues that are important, and we want to come and chime in today on some of what we talked about last week. All right.
But first off, because he almost forgot.
All right.
I'm Jessica. I like to consider myself the co-founder. Without me, we wouldn't have justice.
I thought everyone knew who you were.
Well, we're meeting so many new people that we have never spoke to, never seen our faces before, so they did not know that I was mommy. Mom.
So listen, like and of course subscribe. If you haven't, go check out some of our podcasts that we've already relinquished.
Yeah. Led from the Heart.
Led from the Heart. You can go to the website.
You could actually head over to Apple Podcasts. You can check us out on Google. You could check us out on places you can find podcasts. We're working our way on Spotify.
I didn't know that.
Baby.
I didn't know.
Oh.
I didn't know. I stay in my lane. I'm not a social media techie person. You know what I mean? So I didn't know. But this is Jessica, my wife, my baby mother.
His only baby mama.
And that is true. Shout out to being my only baby mama. Let's get started.
So I thought it'd be cool if I joined in with you on Bible study nights, because this is what we do anyway.
True.
And first off, big ups on the word that came forth on Sunday when you talked about courage and came out of the book of Joshua. When I went back through that message and the snips or the sound bites that I pulled from there, I was like, this is good. This is good, especially pertaining to, as you approached it, our situation as congenital heart parents.
Right.
And having the courage to persevere, having the courage to push forward, having the courage to have faith in God despite what the facts were before us. Facts over faith. I mean, faith over facts.
Hey.
Remember?
Hey,
Yeah. The facts said this, but my faith said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The fact said that, you know, it looks as if you're not going to be able to come out of it, or it's not going to work for your good. But faith says that all things are working together.
Amen.
All right, and that's facts. That's faith over facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And many times I'm not going to sit here and act like I never held on to the facts. No. Initially, when you hear startling news, the first thing you do is just hold on to those facts.
Yeah.
Right. And it takes, once again, I think I mentioned it this past week, that it takes courage to just believe. It takes courage to just believe that everything is going to work out, for your good. And I'm excited about the lesson today. We're still talking about courage, family, because courage is something that we all need in order to make it through.
Right.
There'll be times in your life where you're going to feel as if, and not other people. Watch this. It's not always other people. Majority of the time, the person that we struggle with the most is ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. When everybody has left, and all of the good counseling and all of those good phrases and words and scriptures that have been recited, when you find yourself all alone in the dark, or just all alone, and your thoughts and your mind begin to wander, and there are certain things that are said during those doctor visits and those meetings that linger with you.
Right.
They can give you 100 good possibilities and say just one thing negative, and that one thing will keep you up all night long.
And when you said that, when we were talking about faith over facts, and I know you haven't jumped in the lesson yet, but I automatically went to your Sunday message when you were talking about the spies and how they came back with that negative news. And you talk about how, we are our giants at the end of the day. We are our roadblocks. We're the ones that dim our vision ultimately. I mean, yes, they came back with some negative news, but sometimes I will agree it's hard to press forward and see the positive in something that you've never seen before with your own eyes.
It is.
And so for me, that's why it was important as parents, as people of faith, to look out and seek those other stories that look like ours, because I know what the negative news was. I know what I heard, but I also know what I heard from God. And so holding on to that promise and just seeking God's miracles and his fingerprints throughout other people's lives gave me hope.
Yeah.
That despite this, that we could conquer it.
And that is, I want to chime in right there, because that is the purpose of this whole, this whole nonprofit.
Yeah.
Is to be that beacon of light.
Yeah.
Hope, to witness. That's all we're doing. And essentially helping those who are currently in the pit.
Yeah.
Right. Wanting to bless you and be a blessing, to inspire you and let you know that, hey, if God did it for us,
Shh.
if
Trust.
he fixed it for us,
Trust.
then I believe that he's able to turn it around for you. And so we're going to look at a few scriptures. My wife is ready.
I am.
I kind of
Look, you
yeah,
better come ready with the pad, the journal,
she's not
the
playing.
pen, the
She
Bible.
Not playing. She not playing. She not playing. So today we step into the first of the history books, and you know, while they do reveal history, the primary goal is to reveal God.
Yeah.
Keep looking for God. Both God and the Israelites tell their new leader Joshua to be strong and courageous. As they prepare to enter Canaan, he reminds the Transjordan tribes that they still have to cross the Jordan and fight for the land like all the other tribes. And we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Sunday. Sunday. And then they can come back east and live in the pasture lands. They ask God for in Numbers 32. Joshua sends 2 spies to Jericho. I know. I'm going to show you something. Look at it. That's Tasha.
I know. I'm not.
All right. I'm sorry. I gotta.
I'm just ready for you to get into the word.
Okay. Sorry it took so long.
It's not the length of time. It's just I was trying to figure out where we're going.
I know I was wordy.
Like you wordy. I was just waiting for you to start breaking down these scriptures. I started seeing some things, and I was like, "Ooh, is it my time to jump? Can I jump in?"
Still reading. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm ready. Let's get it.
Well, if we're studying chapter 1, which is what you guys remember him talking about on Sunday morning, I don't know if we want to dive deeper into that or if you're wanting to take them out to chapter 4.
Hey, let's go with what you have, my child.
Well, I thought you just started to break these down, and then we go from there.
Okay, let's go.
I like here when we are in just the very beginning of chapter 1, and I like many different versions of the Bible: Message Bible, Amplified Bible, the ESV version. So I kind of pulled from different ones just to see exactly where we're at. And I went to the Message just to check this out. And I like that here you have God speaking to Joshua. And we know Joshua as Moses' assistant. He is the forerunner to the throne.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's next up.
Yeah. And
next in line.
Here, when God is speaking to him, not only does he first open up by saying, like, Moses, my servant, is dead. I mean, he's coming to him saying, like, look, it's your turn. My servant, he has already went. He's passed off. He's gone. He's not here anymore. So it's time for you to step up to the plate.
Right. You know, listening to you, I'm reflecting back on some of the conversations that I've had with my dad.
Yeah.
Before passing, and a lot of the obstacles and trials and tribulations that he had to go through, he would share them often with me. And, you know, sometimes you question and you're like, why is he always talking about the same thing over and over again? And he was just witnessing to me so that I would have something to glean from as I walk through my own
That's
valley.
good.
And so right when I look at
Joshua, verse 1, it says, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise. Right? And so
that's good.
What we often have to realize, and I believe we forget, right? That mama and daddy introduced us to God, to
Right.
Jesus, right? And they introduced us to him in their way. They told and shared stories about him in their way, about them and some of the things that they went through. And so when we find ourselves going through our own challenges and trials, it's just God reintroducing himself.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's reintroducing himself. Like, you know me based upon your dad's testimony. You know me based upon your mom's testimony. But I'm introducing you to who it is that I am. This relationship is between us.
Right. Right.
Right. And so he could, and I wish he would, introduce himself to me by just blessing me with $1 million. Huh? Wouldn't that be just kind? Wouldn't it be just kind? But he introduces himself to us, baby, with trials.
Yeah.
With trials.
Because how else can we get to know him, his character?
Because, right, like at the end of the day, think about it. If he was to bless us with just $1 million, I don't think I would need him anymore.
Until I spend it all.
Until I blow it. Like the prodigal son have to come back home. It didn't work out. You got any more cash?
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, it's me. Right?
Yeah.
And so he reintroduces himself to us by allowing us, by suffering. He reintroduces himself to us by allowing us to go through certain experiences.
Yeah.
And from there, the joy about it all is that in the course of him reintroducing himself, he never leaves us.
Right.
And that's what he assures Joshua here. Go ahead.
But I'm looking at this, and really we can stay right in here. But God doesn't approach Joshua, like you mentioned, until he says that my servant Moses is dead. Like, I'm coming to you. I'm letting you know, first off, I'm coming to you only because the one that who served me before, the one who dedicated his life to me, the one who every time I said go left went left, every time I said go right went right, he's now gone. And now, like you said, I'm establishing a relationship with you,
right,
in the position that he once held.
Right.
And so, I'm letting you know this is why I'm approaching you. He's an upfront guy. He's telling you up front. And then I like your version says, arise. It's like Joshua's spirit has been sleeping. That spirit of leadership has been asleep for this time.
It's comfortable.
It's been in him all along.
Right.
And now he's calling that thing that has been sleeps in a slumber that probably he didn't even know was in him within his wound. He's calling that very thing to arise.
You know what it was that he called?
What?
He ordered to wake up.
What?
It's courage. Get up. Because you're right, when you're not exercising your courage, you're on the sideline, you're on the bench, right? You don't even have your second place. You not, he wasn't even second. It was Moses, and then it was Aaron, right?
Right.
And so he's comfortable, he's relaxed. He really doesn't have to do anything. Joshua doesn't even have to be courageous. Do you hear what I just said? I'm not expecting Justice to be courageous.
I'm not expecting my Jada to be courageous. That's why we're here, right? You don't even have to tap into that.
Not in the same aspect that we've had to be.
Well, yeah, right. Well,
yeah.
I'm speaking from this standpoint.
Okay.
With now the transition of leaders taking place.
Okay.
Right? So
yeah.
you think of right, the nonprofit and the order was set up, right? I'm not expecting you to do what it is that I'm doing.
Right.
Right? I'm not expecting other board members to do what it is that I'm doing because I've been called to this seat. Right? I step down. Now someone else has to arise.
Right.
Right? And be courageous enough to do what I've done and more. And so what I'm saying right here in verse 1 is that Joshua hasn't even tapped into his courageous spirit yet. He doesn't have to be brave because he's not out front. He doesn't have to be strong because he's not out front. All he has to do is follow.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all. And so when God speaks to him, arise, he's speaking to that courageous spirit.
I see that.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, but that's good. Arise.
I want to take too much of your time.
Hey, we on the same accord. We might have to pick this up another time anyway. But this is good. Are y'all enjoying this? Just landing on that one word, arise, get going. It's an action word.
Right.
It's not a call to just arise and be idle or hit the snooze button. No, ma'am.
Can I talk about it?
Can you talk about it? Go ahead.
Check it out. The Bible said that there was a man who had been paralyzed for 38 years.
Yeah.
Listen, because we're talking about courage.
That's good.
He didn't even have the courage. Baby, he didn't even have the courage to get up out of the bed himself and get into the water once the pool. Huh? Stirred up like coffee. He didn't even have enough courage to get out of the pool and get into the water once the angel came down and stirred the water up. He didn't even have enough courage. His courage, or should I say his faith, was tied into the ones that brought him down to the pool.
Yeah.
And Jesus says to him, do you want to be made whole? And look, and listen what happened. He doesn't even have enough courage to say yes.
Instead, he offers up an excuse.
Oh God! An excuse is so easy to grab.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
They say, why haven't you started the business? Yeah,
your courage is asleep.
I don't got the money.
You're lying on your courage.
But as soon as somebody else jumps out and starts, you right there behind them, liking every post, supporting them in every
No, they not. They hating.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But you got some that are not hating. Some that are they're pushing everybody else, but when it comes to their themselves, they can't even push themselves.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When certain folk have a desire to do certain things, but lack the courage to get up.
That's true. That's true.
Make it happen. When they hear about you doing your thing, when they hear about you doing, what you've always been wanting to do, they gonna be the last ones to hit that heart button on IG, that heart button or that like button on Facebook. You ain't gotta worry about that, baby. I'm telling you. Listen, they lack the courage to even congratulate you.
Some do. Probably more than some. Probably
and
many.
This is what really get me. Can
what?
I talk about it?
Talk about it.
I saw your little.
Oh,
well, ain't nothing over here, little.
Don't you?
Ain't nothing.
Don't you just?
I mean nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh,
Come on, man.
yeah, I saw your little card that you got. Oh, I saw your little Facebook post and your little YouTube channel.
I saw your little house, guys. What you talking about? It's 55,000 square feet. Ain't nothing little about this house. 55,000. Come on, let's get to it.
But looking, just like hearing that arise, like something arose in me immediately. Hearing that, like it's your past life, what you've known to be, is now dead. I'm bringing you into a new season, and the leader, that thing, that seed that I planted in you. but look, at the time of that I was forming you in your mother's womb, that seed that I planted, now I'm calling forth for that very thing to be birthed into this world.
Check it out.
Go ahead.
God did not take Moses off the scene until he saw for himself that Joshua was capable.
That's good.
And there's some right now, you're trying to climb your way up the ladder, right? You're trying to become the VP, you're trying to become an exec, and you're wondering, when is my turn gonna come? Stay right where you are.
Yeah.
Learn as much as you possibly can. When God sees that you're ready, you'll get it.
And
you'll definitely get it.
He'll approach you.
You're gonna get all of it.
Right.
You're gonna get all of it. You're not just gonna get the salary and someone else get the headache. You're gonna get all of it. I'm telling you, you're gonna get all of it.
Because Joshua's responsibility was not just for himself. When God approached him, he let him know, not only am I calling you to cross the Jordan River, but I'm calling you and all the people. So this ain't no little problem anymore.
No.
And if any of you know what it's like dealing with people, whether you be on your job, I mean, when we went by Golden Corral to get something to eat the other day, we saw what it was like. We saw what it was like for okay. It's weird. Okay. We saw what it was like to be dealing with some people, some hangry people. So you, like he's saying, you're not just gonna get this little piece of pie. No, you're gonna get the whole cake.
You're gonna get the whole thing, man.
Okay.
You gonna have to eat it too.
It's heavy. It could be heavy.
Proverbs says that a man shall be filled by the fruit of his lips. Huh? And so no, you go ahead.
But you can stay right there, because I saw a post on IG today that said that's why I only speak positive things.
Man, that's another, we're talking about courage. Let's stay on topic. Go ahead. You're gonna take me off somewhere.
But if we can really just stay right here and probably end with this this evening, but it says that I'm giving you every square inch of the land you set your foot on. This is a promise that he's already proclaiming, that I'm giving you, just as I promised Moses.
And guess what?
What?
All the people have to do is just be courageous. Right? I was reading this and listening to it on my phone with my earpods, and I'm hearing God say what he's this is what I'm giving you.
I'm giving it to you.
And all you have to do is contend for it, fight for it. And we're not talking about a physical fight, right? I'm more so talking about the fight from within, the fight that you have, the war that you have. The thing is, you and I, we have to get over
we have to get over our own insecurities. We have to get over our background, our culture, our culture, and um, we have to get over um, those who have tried it and were not successful, because what they'll
Mm-hmm.
do is they'll try to talk you out of moving forward.
Right.
Right, they'll take their own insecurities and their worries and their doubts, and they're projected on you, and they'll keep you standing out here in the wilderness. But what we have to realize is that God did not call them, he called me. He didn't call them, he called you. And he's given us his promise. And all you and I have to do is just be courageous enough to step out and take God at his word.
At his word.
Getting over, that's the hard part. Getting over family, getting over your culture, your background, getting over past mistakes, right? Because it's like they always hover and linger around,
Yeah.
lingering around your mind and your heart, and so it's just hard for you to move forward. And just because no one in your family or no one in your lineage has ever done it,
Doesn't mean a
it doesn't
thing.
suggest that you can't do it.
Right.
The difference between you and them is simple: courage.
But you talking about that word giving, he's not saying that I gave it to you, that this is something in the past. He's not saying that I will give. He's saying I'm giving it. So in my mind, ultimately, when I'm thinking about that, giving as he's providing, it's a process,
Right.
but it's taking Joshua participation and in every step that he takes towards the promise and follow through with the instructions. He's receiving that very thing that God is giving.
Right. I'm giving it to you. It's a process. Excuse me. There's something that you and I have to do.
Right. It's a participation.
I'm giving it to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get up and be courageous to go get it. It's right here for you.
And the picture he painted, now if we had a map, I mean, he's saying from the east to the west, like it's a wide range of land that he's given to them. He said it's all yours. And right after that, this is what got you when we were talking in the car. He says that all your life, no one will be able to hold out against you. And then he goes on to say, in the same way I was with Moses, I'll be with you. I won't give up on you. I won't leave you. Strength, courage. We can really just pull out right there.
Hey.
Like, not only am I promising you this very thing, not only am I in the process of giving it to you, not only am I working hand in hand with you so that you can receive this thing, but I'm also letting you know that any trial, any valley, any mountain, anything that comes up against you,
you will conquer it.
Yeah. It's not going to be able to hold you down. It's not going to be able to hold you back.
Right.
The word says that if we speak to that mountain,
but it takes courage.
It takes courage.
And a lot of people, a lot of us, and I've been here, lack courage in certain areas because of what it is that you're up against, right? Number one, or what it is that you're getting ready to lose. And that was the reason why the first batch of Israelites didn't make it in, because they were constantly thinking about what they lost,
right?
What they had,
right?
But everything that they lost and everything they had was attached to bondage.
It's dead,
right? And there are many people who are wanting to be entrepreneurs. Man, I want more. Man, I got right now bill. I got a check right now. I might well stay and keep because I got a check. But when you gonna do it?
Right.
Like, it's in you to do. You've been complaining about
Right
your
now.
job. You've been complaining about the hours. You've been complaining about the fact that when you apply for time off, they go back and tell you can't take the time off because somebody else got the time that
Where
you're
they
trying to
do
get.
that at?
And so you got to stay at work and go back home and finagle some things out and say, well, we're going to try to go this week or we're going to try to go that week. But now I can't go that week because and then something happened. And then and so if you're tired of it, now here it is. Let me say this. God came to deliver Israel out of Egypt because of their cry. Did you hear what I just said?
Because of their cry.
They're whining and pining. They're complaining.
Lord, do it for me.
And then when he brings them out,
Lord, why you do it for me?
Man, we were better. I was better off working at the factory to get out here.
And because they wanted to see it happen right there.
Right.
I don't want to look. He taught, and he didn't. God didn't tell the people this. He told Joshua.
Let me say this. Anything that grows overnight is a fungus.
Is it? Yeah.
So if you ask God, I want a fungi blessing. That's nasty.
Oh, you're nasty.
You want a fungus blessing? Nasty.
But the reason, look, he told him, like, I'm giving you this land, but you're gonna have to fight for.
My face is not numb anymore.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah. You're gonna have to fight for.
Let me tell everybody, I went to the dentist. I haven't been doing cocaine. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I forgot that I said it over there. My face isn't numb anymore.
Okay, well, I didn't think that way, but other people.
Got some people that probably sitting here with coke.
He spoke to Joshua and told him, I'm gonna give you the land. It's all yours, but you're gonna have to fight for it. And right there alone can be discouraging.
Especially when you haven't had to fight.
Right.
They're slaves.
Right.
They haven't had to fight.
It was the reason why he ain't tell the sheep this. We see what happened to the other half of them, the generation prior to.
He said, y'all are going to be carcasses. Bones.
But, if God told me, and you can speak for yourself, if God had told me that my journey to motherhood was going to look like a fight, I probably would have bowed out.
That's great. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And I think that if I would have seen that being married to you would be,
oof.
Check, please.
But no, be real with yourself. Like, let's reflect back on your life and think, if God had told you that whatever that thing that he had promised you, you could have it.
Right.
I got it for you. It's all yours.
Right.
But you're going to have to fight in order to get it.
It's in Genesis 12, I believe, where God tells Abraham to leave your family and go to a place that I prepared for you. I mean,
leaving the very thing that's familiar, that's comfortable.
And that I sincerely believe that when we're in a place where we're comfortable, I'm completely, because I can move my mouth now. When we're in a place where we're comfortable, I believe that we have placed our courage on pause.
In this season, I told you I saw 50 Cent on Facebook doing a little small interview, but he was talking about how people are loyal to comfort. And he mentioned something else. I can't quote it verbatim, but I said to myself, this is my season to become disloyal to comfort. And every time I feel myself in a state of comfort, I make sure I do something to shake that up, because I need to be disloyal to the comfort in order to see progression in my life.
And here's the thing. You can't be loyal to comfort. I'm talking about us.
Yeah.
You can't be loyal to comfort. And you don't even have to shake anything up.
God will shake it up. Huh? And when he shake it,
Lord.
it shook. You shook.
Yeah.
We shook. Everybody. Right?
Yeah, it's a domino effect.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What
right?
we experienced didn't only affect us.
Mm-hmm. It affected others, but it
Of
didn't
course,
affect
not
others.
the
Right,
extent that.
right. Because people be like, "Oh man, you all right."
Yeah.
I don't, I don't think that God allows us to go through anything for us to forget about it.
No.
There's no way. Listen,
Arise.
get up.
Arise.
Courage is calling you.
Yeah.
Courage is in the other room. Courage is calling you, and courage is saying, put the business. Oh man, that's what you gotta do. Put the business plan together.
Thank you,
I forgot
God.
about that.
Thank you, God.
One
One step at a time. It's already yours.
Listen, courage was calling me.
Shoot.
Put the business plan together. Courage. That's what courage is saying. Courage is calling you. Start it.
Mm-hmm.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Courage is calling. All right. So be courageous enough to answer courage when courage calls.
Yeah.
We love you. Peace and respect to all. It's led from the heart. Your weekly heart check.
Yeah.
Remember that whatever you do, when you do it, just be led. Peace.
Peace.